Hello everyone, it's Michelle at Divine's Purpose. I decided to do a live on YouTube, which I haven't done in such a long time for this video. But I was reflecting on my VIP and I realized that we are coming towards 2023 and I thought I should come on and do a collective reading for VIP and also for those of us on the journey for 2023. So, the one thing I want to say to you is that please take this video as it resonates. You understand that masculine and feminine is all within yourself. I really want to tap into twin flame versus consciousness. So for me, awakening on the twin flame path was one of my greatest gifts. But I've also noticed that a lot of our brothers and sisters are constantly stuck in a shadow or a cycle. And the whole purpose of the twin flame journey, I knew that was going to drop, is to awaken to who we really are, which is consciousness, and become the leaders of New Earth. That's what twin flame is truly about, but it's really to understand the energy of divine love. So the one thing I want to say too is to understand that if you've been on the twin flame journey for a while and you're still watching readers, you're still watching tarot, and you're still in codependency, or let's say the woke community that is based off of resentment and expectation and ego and the human experience, you probably don't want to watch this video because you'll be easily triggered. But at the same time, I have to come in and give us the highest energy, which is consciousness, which is Christ consciousness. What is Christ consciousness? Is divinity consciousness. It's love consciousness. It's the remembrance of who we are as one. Now, the other thing I want to say too is to understand that when it comes to healing the twin flame wound, it does take a lot of shadow work. It takes a lot of shadow work and one other energy. Does anybody know what it is? Forgive. One must forgive to be liberated. The thing is, being on this journey, working with such beautiful souls, I understand that, a lot of people are really wanting this divine love. I want this divine love for everybody. But at the same time, you also have to understand if you're still basing this energy off of codependency specifically or resentment, you're missing the point and you're stuck in a loop and a cycle that must be closed out. So earlier today, I pulled the energy portal of light. She glides on the wings through time and space with healing the divine masculine. Osiris rises. So I've been getting this energy for such a long time. And to me, this is the representation of Christ consciousness. So if you understand Yeshua or Jesus Christ, he is the Lord of resurrection. But before him was Lord Osiris, and it's the same energy. So how can we resurrect from this journey into consciousness is to become who you really are. And you are the portal of light without the shadows, without the codependencies, without the resentment, and so forth. Okay, so let's get started. If it's the first time you listening to one of my readings, just take a big deep breath, and on your exhale, I would ask you to release your expectations or even your ego and just be open to receiving. If you are easily triggered, just breathe. It's all good. And also understand, your ego may be saying something to you, but at this time, just be open to receiving the message. The energy that I work in is the Divine Mother, which is compassion and love, but there's also a lot of truth. And also becoming that twin flame to Goddess consciousness and embodying Christ consciousness. There is a lot of high frequency energy that you may not be ready for yet, and that's okay too. So just breathe, take a moment, release your ego, release your mind, and be here in the now present. And let's get this energy going for 2023. What do we need to know for 2023? So I'm going to go right into my prophecy oracles. Very active. So if you're not familiar with God and Goddess energy, my loves, they're basically workers of the supreme oneness, the supreme God itself, the supreme creator. Now, when I have Isis and Osiris here, it's just a representation of our own psyche and what we need to know on the highest scale. Goddess Isis is the Empress of Heaven, and Lord Osiris is the god of the underworld. So we have the two different dimensions coming in, but Christ consciousness would be that center, that eye, that heart chakra. So right away, looking at Goddess Isis, there is that serpent, which represents the Kundalini energy. As 1111 has passed and I touched the portals regards to the pyramids here in the Yucatan that's attached to Egypt, there's a lot more activations. There's a lot more Kundalini activations. And when we hear the healing, the divine masculine, Osiris rises, we're also feeling the masculine, specifically through a male or masculine patriarchal system rising out of that as well, which would be Atlantis. So we have three energies, you guys, okay? This is my prophecy oracles, like I told you. This is for 2023, okay? Number 25 may resonate with you. No scales to weigh your unknown treasure, self-knowledge. So right away, I'm definitely feeling another level of deeper discovery of who you really are. We have number 10, let there be in your heart a song for each cup. Eating and drinking. I love this card because this is basically when the artist becomes the muse. And this is really understanding that each cup is basically representing each part of your journey. Okay. Remember, channeling as the Divine Mother, there is no wrong or right. What there is the highest state of truth, which will trigger thy conscious, right? That subconscious, that sleep motion. But what it will also do is honor your journey no matter where you are. And then, of course, number 2, when the love beckons to you, follow love. So right away, 2023 is going to be interesting in the energy because you're going to understand that there's been something here through your own twin flame journey. The question is, are you ready to let go of that template? Are you that storyline, understanding that, the twin was here to awaken you, your own self-knowledge, your own gifts, to fulfill the cup of God and Goddess. And then obviously you were called, meaning you were awakened, or people call it the judgment day, right? Which is meaning so many different things, to be honest with you. When love beckons to you, follow the love, you follow the calling. And a lot of people don't realize that your twin flame is just a part of the collective consciousness. And yes, you may feel like you share a part of your soul with them. And do I feel that that's also a valid fact? Yes. But if you're merging into oneness, into consciousness without borders, and without boundaries, because love it has no boundaries, then you understand that you're always together and you'll always be one. But this is about you really filling up your heart and moving towards love versus codependency, versus resentment, versus expectations, or even what you thought the journey was supposed to be about. Okay, so this is us prepping for 2023. Okay. Let me get some energies out here for 2023 as well. I really want to pull from this deck, which is the artist Autumn Sky, and she really talks about Christ consciousness. So let me pull one here in regards to 2023. What is the energy here for these beautiful souls? What do we need to know for 2023? Another masculine, you guys. Look, and here's the strength card. You have to understand that, strength is not what we thought strength was. Strength was to be vulnerable, to be seen, to be heard, to talk about your emotions, and to know that you are sacred and safe to do so. Let me read this. Strength, be steadfast in your heart. There is power in your tenderness. Hold space for healing and growth. Be a safe haven for others in need. Stand for what you believe in. Be willing to yield and adapt. Stay strong. By Autumn Sky. So beautiful. I really do feel that there's going to be a lot more masculines coming in right now in 2023. And that's why Osiris is here. But just to visualize, like just to see all these flowers covering this man's heart when he has a lotus on his throat and he's in the water is such a feminine energy. Such a representation of Rihanna's new music video when she goes, "We all need love." And of course, I just think of Beyonce too. So the feminine energy was leading, right? So now this is the masculine that wants to come through in 2023. But as a feminine, right? If you are divine feminine, are you in your power and understanding that whatever it is, I just have to stay in a place of higher consciousness and awareness that I know that love is not what I seek, it's what I am. Okay. So 2023, okay, the envy card keeps coming up, door to romance. So, to see envy, that's a constant energy here. We got to understand that's the shadow. This wants to come out. Okay. Okay. So right away, I'm feeling that some people who have started the journey with you will not be continuing with you. There is too much shadow, and they have been liberated themselves in that shadow. No matter what they call themselves or who they call themselves, it doesn't matter. The label never really did matter. We just use it so we can teach. But the envy, whoever this envy energy is, right? People, places, or things in the energy field is not coming with. That's the one thing I can tell you. The other thing is number 33 with 51, that's a 6, and that's a 6. 6, 6, which is number 33 is basically Christ consciousness, healer of all ages, door to romance. The heart is in the cage. There's this understanding that 2023 is really about embodying the heart chakra. So we're all understanding that new earth energy is born through the heart. That's it. That's all. It's really that simple. So when we're based out of the heart, which is, like I said to you, there's 3 worlds, right? We have the underworld, we have the higher world, and then we have the center, which is Christ consciousness. We understand that there's a lot more people going through this activation in 2023. It's funny because I remember seeing a post on Instagram, and it was a real girl crying on her feed saying, was 2022 all about heartbreak? So a lot more awakening. Are they aware of this awakening? I'm not sure, but when love beckons to you, follow. So very interesting, right? This envy card is interesting, and I will clarify it. So give me a second. There's a specific deck I really want to pull. Oh, here it is. Hold on, you guys. I don't really want to focus too much on God and Goddess energy. I just want to get a 7 Master energy and some clarity for you guys in 2023. Can you give me one for this envy, specifically number 20? That might resonate, which also equals 2. Can we have the clarifier, please? Thank you. Ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. I love this because I'll tell you why. We know envy is a dark energy, but look at the contrast here of the darkness and then the gold. And I'm just thinking of the golden shadow. And then here it is, Serapis Bay, right? We have the infinity symbol. We have the kundalini. We have the wings. We have all of this energy of remembrance. This could be people, place, or things, but this can also be your ego trying to be released. Let go of it. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. So if there is any enviness or envy energy around you, it's definitely going to be dismissed with the light. So like I said, it will not be coming with. So that's blessed. So let's see the door to romance. That came out quick. Divine order. Here's another beautiful flower in the heart. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Remember, the heart is in a cage. So, it's really setting it free. I know a lot of people who are on the twin flame journey think they're so woke, but the heart is still in the cage because you still have attachments. You still have codependencies. You're still going to bed at night crying because you're not with this person and you care so much what that person's doing. What that means to me is that your heart's in the cage. So it's time for you to really liberate your heart. We're not supposed to suffer on this journey. That is an old program. You could choose to suffer if you desire, but you don't need to. This is divine order. It's telling us, really feel what you feel. But remember, these are lessons. We're in Earth School. Dolores Cannon. There are 3 waves of volunteers. You're coming through. This is what I offer in the Healing Temple. My long-term one-on-one healing is all Dolores Cannon's teachings and more, because we need to understand that we are waves of volunteers. We've come here to volunteer, to awaken and do these healing. But not only that, close out the karmic lessons. And the more you hold on to stories, I know twinners that are I know some twin flames too that have channels and they're very popular, and God bless them. I'm going to move this down a little bit. But they talk about the same thing over and over again. And can we break free from that and really, really understand what it is to walk the walk of Christ consciousness, and understand that I need to liberate this attachment. I need to liberate this suffering. I need to liberate the lack and all of those things, because it's still part of the religion programs. Okay. So let's bring one here, right where I see the healers of all ages. And what is a healer is basically a person who has taken their accountability and responsibility for their own healing and started healing others through their own embodiment. Okay, 2023 is definitely going to be embodiment. Okay, I'm not surprised these 2 came out. Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. Lord Shiva is such a beautiful energy. And, there's a lot of femininity in this because it is Shiva Shakti energy. So in Hinduism, they come and they reborn and they keep creating other deities and goddesses and gods through their own energies, because they're constantly dying, reborn, dying, reborn, dying, reborn. Okay. That's a part of the plan as well. And then we have Odin, psychic insights. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. So when we speak of your intuition, if your heart is stuck in a cage, you can't follow your intuition, because you're following your envy, you're following your greed, you're following your shadow, you're following your ego. So right now we're being asked to really open up this energy and be really true to your third eye. And remember, God and Goddess energy is in the third eye chakra. That's the Kundalini energy, okay? I hope you're following. It's a lot, but, again, just take a deep breath and understand that there is higher, how can I say this? There's higher programs coming online. I know a lot of people like to say it that way. To me, it's more of a remembrance of you stepping out of a box and becoming consciousness, right? Becoming the ocean, becoming creation itself. But you have to liberate your heart. So, it's beautiful to see that 2023 will be a lot more heart activation. And it's right on time, because if we look at prophecy, right, we understand the timeline of where we are now until 2030 to 2038. It's huge. Because heaven on earth is not a location, it's a consciousness. And you're playing in different dimensions at all times through your own remembrance. But not only that, your physical body is what really is going to shift. And that's why we have the Kundalini. That's why I'm offering the 7 week soul remembrance, the soul retrieval of the serpent of light. So your physical body and the chakras can be aligned to the highest teaching. That starts 12/21. Guys, just go on my website for all the info. I don't really want to advertise classes right now. So let's get some more here with some astrology. Let's talk about this ascension. A lot of masculine energy on the table, which is such a beautiful thing to witness doing this work since, well, lifetimes. Right? Okay, supermoon, emotions are running high. Good. You know, we have this beautiful masculine up here holding his emotions. Maybe he's holding it a little too tight. In the photo, he looks like he hasn't released the flowers in the water yet. So maybe you're just processing it. But if emotions are running high, I would tell you to definitely dig in. This is when you want your one-on-one support. You know, it's very, very common that a lot of people run away from their emotions. That's why there's so much toxic behavior in the collective. You run away from yourself, guess what happens? Mirror, mirror on the wall. It reflects to the person you're dealing with. So you got to really take accountability for your emotions. That's the part of ascension. I say this all the time. There's awakening, but most people just stay on that awakening path. But then you have to be called to ascension. And ascension is when it's very hard because that's when the ego death occurs, right? That's the Lord Shiva energy, transcendence, excuse me. But a true master dances with those energies, right? I dance with those energies. Sometimes it's really heavy, you know, but I still choose to dance because I have a conscious awareness of what's occurring. I know it in my soul. I know it in my heart. I don't need to watch anybody to tell me. I know because I'm connected in communion with the Supreme Self, with the realness, with the consciousness of God and Goddess. So you dance in that energy, you dance in your emotions, right? So let's get this divine order for your beautiful karmic lessons. Communication is key. There it is, blue throat chakra. And that is the new moon in Gemini. So that may resonate with someone. But in the end of the day, it's really about communicating and letting the emotions out, letting the lessons out. This is why we're here. We are workers of God. We are prophets and prophetesses of God. Therefore, our throat chakra is one of the most important tools in the orchestra. We must speak our truth, but not through resentment, not through lack of clarity, not through personal traumas, but through mastery and having this flow. And you can understand the calmness and the peace of the wisdom that comes from it. Okay? 2023 is going to be super, super powerful to those of you who claim it. Okay, take a deep breath. We're still going. You know, it's all good. Like, this is what we have signed up for as a soul. We have signed up to see this. So with these beautiful, we have Yeshua, we have Shiva, we have Odin. Like, can this energy be like just magical? This trilogy here? We have adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. So remember, we actually start the calendar year in Aries season, which is April. So we're in the third quarter right now. So this is shadow season. We're still in Scorpio. So right now, these three masculine teachers, Odin, Lord Shiva, and Yeshua, the healer, is working with you to make these adjustments, okay, for the preparation of 2023. Because look, here's the winter. What do you need to release? How beautiful. That's the healer's path. The healer doesn't judge. We look right at your soul and go, listen, there's some adjustments. Something is not truly released. How do we know this? Because you're not waking up happy. You're not waking up in peace. You're still holding something that's heavy. Release it. Ancient Egypt, when you transition, you're preparing for the afterlife. And before you can cross over, you gotta go to the scale of balance. Is your heart heavier than the feather? The heart, all of your burdens, all of the unhealed traumas and wounds from this life and past, the healer, right? The feather represents the liberation, the freedom. Okay, so know that right now this is what we're getting prepared for 2023. But 2023, there's more peeling of the onion. And, if you feel sick of this journey, then remember, you just have to dance in it. And once you find the rhythm, it's like taking a dance class. Once you find the rhythm, you don't really care about the steps anymore. You're just moving your body. You're shaking it, living la vida loca, Hansi. Listen, we all have stress, but in the end of the day, it's like, are you going to allow that stress to take over you, or are you going to master it for knowing that you are divine and you're here to make a huge shift? All right, so let's bring some energies here for the healers for 2023. What do we need to know? Oh, yes. Yep. Here we go. Black dragon. A lot of people will be awakening to the dragon energy, receiving a lot of downloads, shape-shifting. Okay. Light in the dark. Number 40. May resonate, right? So, like we said here, one moment. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Ascension. What is ascension? Is a constant letting go of the ego self. Detaching. Constantly dying. Becoming a Hindu deity by always recreating yourself through the rebirth. And understanding that all you are is light in the darkness. And in the darkness, you will find the light, and vice versa. Please remember, when I started this, I remember people used to judge my work. How can you be a shadow worker? You don't understand the light and love. Light and love is great, but there's also the darkness, and you understand that both energies, right? Both polarities are divine. If you only believe in God, which I do, right? I only believe in the real, in the supreme. Nothing else exists. I don't serve two masters. I only serve one. Then you know that everything is created by God. Even though sometimes we have a hard time understanding it, because the descendants of God, right, which are the human ego self, chose to become evil and demonic. It wasn't the supreme self that chose that. It was the dissension of timelines, which, by the way, if you look at history, when we look at ancient Egypt, and then how, we had Rome basically take over, and you can just see the dissension through 7,000 years ago. And if you love history, then look into that and look at it through dissension, because that's what occurred. And then religion was formed, and then government was formed, and then, so forth and so forth, you guys. It's very obvious to someone who's truly awoken into their third eye, right? Into God, and God as consciousness. But to those of you who are still just, learning, when you look at history, you look at it through the eyes of dissension, because it gives you more clarity of how we were so programmed, okay, through our lineage. So for the healer's path for 2023, we have turquoise water element. Say what you feel. Here is another confirmation about the emotions, the water, and the throat chakra. Everything, okay, so listen, I could have just went pow, pow, pow. It's literally lined up. You can't make this up. You know that the energy is lit. So you must say how you feel. If it makes you shake, say it anyways. I know when I get very triggered and I have to communicate, my body reacts, but I still say it. Why does your body react? Because you're sensitive sometimes, and that sensitivity is like triggering you in a cellular way, and your body is reacting, but your soul, your spirit is strong, and you gotta release the energy, because this is a part of the emotional maturity of the wise healer, the shaman, the mystic, the guru, the yogi. Please label yourself accordingly. Shit. It's all the same in the end of the day, right? We have Yeshua, we have Lord Shiva, we have Odin. And here it is, the things that people really want to talk about and hear about the entire time, bringing these three masculine energies to the present. Look what come through. Pink angel, love and romance, number 5. So when it comes to twin flame, right, most people like, oh, like it's all about a love story. Yeah, it's all about the love story with you and the divine, with you and the beloved. Nothing is more important than your communion with the supreme self. And these three beautiful energies, right? You're being asked right now. Remember, you're being asked right now to make adjustments, to know what you need to release. Some of you may need to release this love and romance. Wait. What do you mean I need to release this? Yeah, because some of you may be having expectations, not thinking that you are the love and romance that you seek. Number 5 is change, honey. Can't make this up. So if this is what you are, let's say you have love and romance, all of that's complete. Are you happy? Really, are you happy? Can you wake up every day feeling fulfilled, knowing that you're here walking in your purpose, in your destiny? Don't worry about love and romance. You got it. It's all fulfilled in every way. You're doing that all the day, every day, okay? 24 hours a day. You don't have to worry about that. So now that you have that, what's the next step? Good question, right? I'll answer it for you right now. Yeshua's like, give them another one. You can't make this up, you guys. You cannot make this up. I said, Yeshua says, give him another one. What does it say? Healers of all ages. Look what this says. Copper dragon, energy healer. 2023 is going to be a big rise for the healers, specifically for the masculine energy, really understanding why they have been called, why they have been awoken. We have 2 dragons on the table, Hunty. We got the black dragon and the copper dragon. What does this mean is that we're turning basically dirt into copper, copper into gold. Everything is working out as it should. But the one thing is missing here is that you have to understand you got to step into this energy, and it's a number 38, which equals an 11. So a lot more Christ consciousness through the walk, not through the codependency. All right, let me finish this off for you guys, my beautiful brothers and sisters. Blessings to you. And there's so much energy coming in. I've been super quiet because I'm going through, a lot of different things myself, as we all are in the void, which I know because I teach it. I tell you guys all this time, like when I come on, I'm not me. I am the divine channel, and I know I will be triggered as well. I trigger myself all the time because it's not me who's speaking. So we know that these things are coming forward, and I'm also being very prepped for 2023 for the collective as a teacher and for eternal love. 2023, I love that this came out. As I let love in, it stays in my soul forever. And that's the thing. So let's go back to the same energy here, because love and romance is right here, right? A lot of people still talk about the twin flame journey, but it says right here, number 2, when love beckons to you, follow love. And I'm going to tell you this right now. When I was awoken to the twin flame journey and I learned my lessons and I stepped into coming out of that contract and becoming consciousness, which is the Christ consciousness energy, my catalyst is always with me because it's eternal love. We are eternal beings. And that's the thing that our ancestry knew. Meaning, thousands of years ago, if your beloved had to go on a ship and you never know if you're going to see him or her ever again, you never worried because you always knew you were connected. See that third eye? The more and more you fall back into twin flame shadows, that's what that envy card is too, for sure. There's a lot of twin flames who are still very jealous of the, hold on, let me put my hand down, the karmics. We're all karmics. Karma is lessons. That's all it means. So I hope that the twin flame readers in 2023 really do level up and teach accordingly, because there is a responsibility there. So that's my prayer for 2023, if I can speak. But I always knew this is the truth. Eternal love is who we really are, and nothing is missing from us. And the more and more we can awaken to our third eye, which is all Kundalini energy, which will take sacrifice. My journey took sacrifice. I know a lot of yours did too. Holla. You don't need for anything. There's no need for anything except for being happy and doing your work. You know, it's so funny because I was going to say Archangel Michael earlier when we were speaking about the heart chakra and your truth. And I was going to say, you know, a lot of people work with Archangel Michael, but they use him as a gentle, gentle archangel. Archangel Michael and Yeshua, those two together is very strong. Speaking about strength, right? We're talking about strength for 2023. Archangel Michael is here, you guys. I stand for justice and truth. I live from my integrity. What is your integrity? And the best part is the balance of scale here. Is your heart heavier than the feather? What is integrity to you? Most people don't even know what integrity is. Really, they don't. They pretend they do, but they don't embody it. Do you see the big snake on the bottom? I'm telling you guys, it's all about Kundalini activations for 2023. Why? Because it's all about the wisdom that you carry from a soul. Wisdom comes from the depths of my experience. I love the two pillars that this little baby angel is rocking here because we have the portal of light. So you understand that you're being divinely guided through your third eye, you guys. There's a lot going on here. And remember, angels really don't have wings. You know, that's just the human. How can I say the human resonance, I guess? But like Yeshua, right? Even for myself, this is the one thing I learned as a teacher under Christ consciousness is that Yeshua will not judge you. He will meet you where you are, wherever you are in consciousness. If you haven't looked at my chart at Divine's Purpose on Instagram, please do. We go into the energies. It's pinned, what it is to be the wounded masculine, the divine masculine, the king, queen, sacred, and then God, goddess. Majority of the collective is in king and queen energy right now. So there is a heightening of awakening through the throat chakra, moving into the third eye. But the third eye is sacred masculine and sacred feminine. And then the seventh chakra is God and goddess, where the divine mother sits. Okay. And that's how you know who you are. And all is well in the kingdom of heaven because it's a consciousness. Freedom. I am always free to choose love, independence, and creativity. And ain't that the truth? In my darkest days and in my hardest battles, I always use it for this creativity, guys. Like, you know, there's so much in this one card that is too much to go on. And I want to stop this reading now. But listen, in the end of the day, freedom is your song to play. Again, you can do this energy. You can play out 2023 with another year of suffering and your battle of your ego and all of these things that are constant. I hear the same constant complaints every single year. Or you can choose to create freedom through your own independence, stepping out of the matrix consciousness, right? And use the healing through creativity, which brings so much joy, not only for you, for your family, and for others who you motivate. Like you motivate so many souls. That's the last thing I want to actually pull for you guys. I want to pull a bad bitch, what's the opposite of bitch for men? I don't know. It's like, listen, big D, big P energy. How's that? All right, let's pull one. What can we use? Oh yeah, hello. They're like, use your tarot. Okay. So for the big D, big P energy, to those of you who have walked this path, who has awoken, who has chosen ascension, and to those of you who understand consciousness, give us an energy for your delicious, beautiful, angelic, innocent, joyful, Sunshine and rainbow energy. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. And the funny thing is, let me just show you. The chariot is on the bottom, which is the little mermaid, but the main energy is the Empress. And it's another mermaid. Okay. So what this tells me, that's what it's like bad bitch energy. The big Empress energy right now, y'all, it's for all of us to grab, but it's also understanding sacred living because the two mermaids represent Lumeria, and Lumeria is about sacred living. So, congratulations, 2023, you are rising into your third eye, your sixth chakra, and a lot of liberation for your freedom. So, I love you. Many blessings to you in your journey. If you caught this live, blessed. I don't have a lot of people here live usually, but if you do want to work with me, you guys, please let me know. And yeah, just, like the video, share it, comment. I don't know. I'm not a spokesperson for YouTube, but I'm so grateful for all of you. So may your 2022 be blessed, and we will see you on the other side.